Back it again. I just want to say for North Cloud's future, any magazine that I'm gonna do or produce or chase, like doesn't matter if the truth expires or the truth like is wrong or something like that. What I think in my head, I gotta put it out there for my own channel so it can grow and it grows like what I was really aiming to do. Like I can't just like be so entertaining to myself. Like if I have to grow this channel, I just wanna say how I started. Like I just wanna like I encourage knowledge and I encourage deeper knowledge and I encourage mingleization of like knowledge of like things, not secretly holding things or anything. If so, some people are cowards. They can't just say things forward. They have to track back or something like that. And I get the point why, you know what I'm saying? That they don't want to grow with you. They just want to be themselves growing, but they just want you to just tell them. But basically, the topic is if you have potential, it's always gonna be by chasing. It's not about competition. It's not. This world is not about competition. It's all about chasing desire, intentions, not attention, intentions, potential, potential. Yeah, no, not really like attention, potential. The world, I believe, this world is about chasing. Secondly, desire, and mostly I would want to say is mostly what I want to say is potential. It could be any potential, bad or good. But right now, I'm at the point in my life I'm doing good. So I'm talking about like right now. There's no any bad intentions about me at this point. But obvious thing, there might be someone looking at me on the other side like I'm a bad potential. You know. Now is a view from other people that I'm thinking. You see how it is. Right now, I'm at the point in my life where like I rather I'm doing. Yeah, so it's like that, you know. And that's how I just wanted to put it out there and just, there's people who always gonna chase you down. Like, so like, okay, let's talk about like chasing. I got to a conclusion of like why there's so much going on in the world. Not really like what's going on in the world. Like what got to a point, There's a north, east, west, south. But let's get to the point. That middle point. How everything got to like east, so we're straight in a point. We're getting deeper into like point. There's always like a chase. Everything trickles down to something. Something's always trickles down to something. And me, I don't know much about so much history about like the new world or anything. I never knew about all I know, all I ever wanted as a kid is to be in the future and living good. But it looks like like anyone else has to do. The struggle of like somehow to be at the top to figure out like better things. So I'm like right now, like what I'm at right now. I'm in Canada. I used to live far from Canada. Now everybody from where I'm from, they still want to do the same thing that I want to do, and I want to do like the same thing. So it's basically chase. Then you figure out like why like people are at the back, like especially where I'm from. It's basically the movies. Uh, like mind chase, people chasing you. Then after that, you might beat them on their own game, but now they wanna make it illegal. Oh, they wanna stamp it and make it illegal and vote against you and make it official and trick it down and make it look like you the bad guy and just put it on you and say that you the bad guy and this is future. But the problem is if I see it, I'm gonna have to say it. And all I can say to other people is As long as you get a new knowledge, don't try to take advantage of like things that are bad happen to you. Just like think about the future and think about like the ones behind you, and don't be like these other people who build like laws. They've been doing all these laws to chase one person, then the laws just trickle down to all of us around. You know, there's always be that one race of people you design something for, then it trickles down to anything to trickle down to any, and it rolls to anything. Like used to like people used to make computers, da 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 da. Now we all have computers. People used to someone has drawn. We all have a computer, but the problem is right now when it comes to like attacking people on their mentality trying to develop and go to the future, that's the problem right there. You know, like at this point I don't think like nobody cares about like having a nice car. Everybody wants to be free. When I say free, doesn't mean walking around. Everybody wants to think proper and have a freedom to think like knowledge that they think is forbidden knowledge, you know. And while I'm still have my own freedom of like sitting down and talk about this stuff is better, cause like if I was in the streets, I wouldn't even have time to think about this stuff. And people are working for people like they can't even have a conversation with. So I'm just gonna say for my own like North Class future things. If I would wanna say, I would wanna say right now, if, while I still have my good time, I could just say the truth. That's all. It all trickles down. But the problem is, I get the point, like knowledge and anything, da, 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 da. But when you attack someone's mind, when I say mind, there's different ways to attack people in mind. But when someone has a potential and then you attack them mentally, that's the problem, and it's always gonna be a problem. Anything can be anything, you know. Anything could be anything. And yeah, I just wanted to say it out there. And so far, so on. That's one of the things that bothers me a lot. You know, it takes a lot of hard work to know all this stuff. You know, I wish I knew a lot of things at this point. But hey, I'm here. You know, I'm gonna say the truth how it is. And shout out to the good people. Shout out to everybody who knows the truth. Like who not scared. Like I don't know who wants to bail or anything. I don't know how we all gonna end up. But the problem is like we all trying to like better, and the whole goal of my channel is I don't want to fucking do something bad or something bad happens to me for me to figure out that it's not all that, you know. There's a lot to experience. When I say like people just told me like there's a lot to experience, I always think about how I have to wait. You know what I mean? I have to wait, and that shit hurts. Like to wait to experience life, it hurts, you know. And when I say experience life, I'm not talking about going out and just go run around. I'm just like just living life, man. Just open it up, you know, like and when talk to people and about some deep shit, like not even deep shit, like and I just wanna say like people like act like they don't know nothing. Then after that, if you act like you don't know nothing, now they look at you like someone who's plotting something, you know, like. And and I'm glad that it's 2021. We're at the point where yeah, I get the point. You know, like I really don't care where I get. Like next year, everybody's gonna know the truth, and everybody's gonna be all good, and we're gonna be like, oh, what are we complaining about instead of explaining? I was like, no, fuck that. Like that's how things all starts. That's smooth it up, smooth it up, smooth it up. Then comes to a point where we act like telling the truth wasn't the right way. You just ride it along. No, fuck that. You know, like like I really never got to know way by waiting to dig deeper into like ancestry knowledge. Actually, me not studying it really like crippled me, you know. Not really studying and knowing like how can you want the kid to grow up know your childhood, but you don't want the kid to know the knowledge of like our ancestors. That's basically like, bro, you did a lot of mistakes. Like, why wouldn't you want? Okay, this one is the last one, and I'm so proud to bring it up for my own thing. Okay, if people are entitled to think that they gotta be the only one knowing this knowledge, listen, how come you want a kid to grow up, but you want him to, okay, respect your elders? Why do I have to respect my elders? Why? Because they have experience, right? They have more experience than you. Elders have more experience than you. If I learn mathematics, yeah, the ancestors were learning mathematics, but right now I don't care about. I don't want the new mathematics. I don't want my great my great parents, whatever the meant. I want that great knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna put it. That's what just wanted to say. I might be bugged up at this point, but yeah, that's how it is. Figure it out. That's it. I gave it all. You know? And other parents. And secondly, I just wanna say, just for only like for my own sake, for anyone. Yes. No. Scratch that and say is you can't want a kid to grow, learn from you as an elder, and you feel like you're not entitled to, the kid is not entitled to know things at the young, like it's not their time yet to know the knowledge, like you fucking stupid, then you have to sit down and it's like basically you playing god on someone if you know something and you don't want to tell them, but really all you do is just like nip it down like a kid, you just give them like you nip it down, you know. That's basically what's going on. Because if you say you don't like your kid, what do you think your grandma or whatever was gonna think about it? Think about you. And if your parents say they don't like your kid, what do you think your parents say about your parents? That is parents saying this about the kid, their legacy or their thing. You know, there's no more time to pressure kids at this point in life to make them a diamond, cause you think you know the whole way. You know, that's why like other kids they end up like in jail because they can't figure out why they can't get it right. All they do is just keep putting pressure, building up the DNA that is gonna end up building the demons or titans or giant, what they call. Now, when the kid has to open up about these new ideas, he's a whole new person that he is untouchable. But the point is, like, after he opens up about this new idea, now he has to walk with his demons for a long period of time, figuring out. But if a kid is small, when those feelings pop out, like whatever the DNA that they pop out of a kid, like everywhere we grow, yeah. When the DNAs pop out of a kid has his own guide that has already been registered. It's already registering like all the knowledge of like things. Yeah, he doesn't have to like make his brain bleed. He just figuring out maybe the kid gonna go further, you know. The kid will go further. Now he has a little bit of more knowledge of like a real ancestor knowledge past Egypt. That I had to say that past Egypt. I don't know what the fuck because everybody loves Egypt. Past Greek, whatever the people, past Mayan, and maybe the kid will know more knowledge than whatever. It has to be Eve, whatever the thing is. Now he has to figure out like now the kid has like a guide to bring up forward like a DNA that is cleansing, like cleansing like. Then we got to a point where okay, cool. Now we get to the point where there's a certain people. Now we get the idea of like slavery and kings and royalty. But let's all be honest. The times of like thinking that you're the only one with a royal blood is over because there's a new birth. That's called falling. You know what I mean? And everybody already been preparing for that. And it's gonna be like a whole another cycle again. Like another cycle, another cycle, another cycle. You know? Like like piece of shit, you know? Like motherfuckers are piece of shit. You know? I don't know why this I'm so sorry like if anything is jeopardized like whatever what I'm saying. I just wanna say if you don't like your kid, what do you think your mother thinks about you? And if your mother doesn't like you, what do you think his mother think about you? And if your mother doesn't like you, what do you think your mother think about him? If their mother think about like let's go back and forth. Like you didn't even you're not the only one who brought the DNA to this age. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I can't be always mad about my mama not liking me. How about her mother? Her mother is the one who brought the whole DNA. He she brought the DNA down. I can't be always be mad at her, but I'm mad about like not taking few things seriously about myself. If I would say like my ancestor will be like I should be proud of my ancestor. I like if they're not proud of me, I will be proud to say that the like the blood ran through the process of like then and that's it. Then I'm just gonna stop it from there. That's my last thing to say, and I'm proud. No clouds. It's gonna be the truth. No clouds. It's gonna it's gonna have a legacy of me saying the truth. Its truth is already out there, but the problem is we get to the point where you understand. Uh, uh, but the problem is it's really horrible for kids to know the truth, and they have to work with like the demons that they've been hiding for so long, you know. And God forbid if we all get the knowledge and we don't start acting like crazy people, and God forbid if we get the knowledge we don't have people who sneak around and trying to ruin everything, and they're gonna say we told you you guys can't handle the truth of the this and this and this. I just hope we all like work together and live in harmony, and hope we don't we don't have like people who are scared to step down, because it's really like when it comes down to it, everybody like you thought it was a threat, they're not really a threat now. Like everyone who actually like the like someone who will say sit down at this point and be like, yo, I have this big ass flight, I have a lot of people that want to go see their families, he wouldn't give a fuck to say like we don't care about me. They don't care. But let me tell you something, at the point in life, let's all say let's not have like a red. I think a red is people. A red is a red. A red is. I think a red is people who sneak something in other people so they can slow them down, borrow time on people's and rule other. There, you were given an order to rule the world, but now you borrowing time from people. That's not good. That's way off. Way off. You know? You wanna rule people? You wanna rule people? But after people wake up, now you're borrowing time. Now it's not even like that. Okay, what am I saying today is now you're borrowing time with destruction, you know. Basically people have been borrowing time with destruction. There's no corruption or anything like that, or shortage of food or anything. I think people are buying time, you know, basically buying time, chasing people, desires, and yeah. Then like buying time. Like, basically, when it comes to like higher like understanding, you buying time actually, you know, because you think people are not ready to know the information that you know. We don't give a fuck. But yeah, as we said,